In this video we're going to be conducting some HCMC stock analysis. That's it. Big news over the last 24 hours or so. The big managers of this company, the CEO, the CFO, have acquired a major amount of shares in this company, taking well over 2 billion shares off the market. Now this is quite key information because it lets us know that the senior management have faith in the company, and they tend to have a little bit of an inkling to when things are going to go well for the company, acquire shares beforehand, and then benefit massively from the performance of the company. Obviously they can't purchase just before fantastic news, but what they can do is acquire over time, and this, in my opinion, is a good thing for HCMC shareholders. Now we're going to conduct some more analysis into this. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please smash that like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in there. Hey guys, again, welcome into the video. So here we can see HCMC has taken a bit of a pumping today. It is down 11.63% even on the back of this news. However, the wider market is also down, so this is perhaps a 10% drop in a penny stock, or less than a penny stock, is perhaps not unexpected. Certainly wouldn't bother me anyway, and doesn't. Even the trend over the last 5 days has came down a little bit from where we were, up at the 0.006, but still plenty of growth left in this stock, in my opinion. So looking at the big news that we've got on offer, the chief executive, Holman Jeffrey Elliott, has acquired 1 billion common stocks in his company, and we know this because of the SEC filing, the Form 4 filing that was filed late yesterday. Now this is extremely important, as I've said, because CEOs and CFOs tend to acquire shares just at the right points, but outside, and keep it legal, of course, because they can't acquire shares right before fantastic news, because obviously that will attract the scrutiny of the SEC. So moving on to what the actual acquisitions were, so you can see that the 4 big players in the company, the CFO, the COO, the president, the CEO and the director, all acquired a serious amount of shares yesterday. So you've got, I'm going to massacre this, but Panarello Anthony acquiring over 50 million shares, John Ollett acquiring over 300 million shares, Christopher Santi over 800 million shares, and the CEO Elliott Jeffrey Holman acquiring 1.1 billion, and that takes their ownership well over 10%, which we already knew, and the amount of shares that they own here well over 2 billion as well. This means that they own a significant chunk of the company, and going forward obviously it is in their best interest for this company to do well. But these senior managers, as I've already said, acquire shares. It cannot be stated enough. They acquire extra shares at just the right time, usually, to benefit themselves, obviously, because that is what this is all about. The company in one hand, but also sorting their own bank accounts in the other. And now if we take a deeper look into these SEC filings, I've brought them up for each individual person. So we've got Anthony Panarello here. So you can see his dealings that he's had here in the SEC filing from the company. And then you moving on to John Ollett, you got exactly the same. He's 300 million here. On to the third person, which is the CEO Elliott Jeffrey Holman, 1.1 billion, huge amount of shares to take off the market. And then last but not least, Christopher Santi. Now this is important information, guys, because that amount of shares are coming off the market, so they can't as easily be bought. Obviously HCMC has got a huge amount of shares outstanding, there's no question about that, but for the CEO and his management team to remove over 2 billion shares off the market and keep them for themselves, that is going to present a vote of confidence going forward, and it will eventually do the share price a little bit of good as well. Not a great deal, because this, in comparison to the actual float, isn't a huge amount, but still, nonetheless, it will do the company no harm at all, and especially us investors. So yes, the share price is obviously down today, and down by double digits, but 10% in the grand scheme of things for a penny stock to me is no problem at all. And then another interesting note that I found on Facebook is that it features nicely now on the Trading 212 hot list and is currently in 5th position with 92,000 users of the Trading 212 app now owning this company. 5th place in comparison to Amazon, Apple, Neo and Tesla. Now that is seriously some going and a massive vote of confidence in this company going forward. So the company, in line with the wider markets, is down today and is sort of reconsolidating its position where it is right now, because the news for the most part around the lawsuit and the excitement around it has sort of been accepted, priced in now, and he's just simmering along lightly. Now we are waiting for other catalysts to really get this stock to where it's going. This one, the CEO buying shares, is a minor one. But when we get towards the other sort of things like patents being launched, the answers from the court case, the answers from Philip Morris, developments along them lines, obviously expected around the 26th of February and beyond, that is when we're going to start seeing some more catalysts around this company. Obviously volume is still pretty high, but we're going to have to now be patient as investors, essentially buy the dip. I know people say that all the time, but just consolidate and just be patient. I've seen a lot of people selling off their positions and panicking, and there is no reason to do that. If you've got a longer term outlook and you're not just looking to day trade this stock, then time is in your hands. You've got up until the court date to get in and buy in at this price, and then I would expect to see it shifting higher afterwards, pending the answer from Philip Morris, whether it's a deferral, whether they actually start giving some answers or some hints towards what they're actually going to do and how they're going to compensate HCMC for stealing their product, or I shouldn't say stealing, for borrowing their product without their consent, essentially the patent infringement. Once we start getting hold of some of those details, that's when we could start seeing some more catalysts and some price movement again. And when I say price movement, I don't just mean 5%, 10% either way. I'm talking a lot higher than that, and more 20, 30%, even higher than that, and extreme volume to add to that list as well, especially as people will get FOMO and won't, if I could speak properly, won't want to miss out on the gains. It's been awesome to bring you this information today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please tune into my next episode. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you could smash that like button now. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.